the wings make sense to me. The head wings make so much sense. The head wings are, what do you call it? It's a Valkyrie. You know? How many times have you seen wings on a helmet? Wings on a head in that context, it's sick. Dragonite becomes that. And, you know, they made it very clear that they were trying to add elements from Dragonair into Dragonite. Some people are kind of on the fence because sometimes it's not so obvious, but every single Mega Evolution takes design elements from its previous stage, and if it doesn't have a previous stage, it just takes something and it kind of expands it or extends it further into the design. But yeah, this is I actually just think the design is like great. I really think it's great. And I'm excited to see it like kind of reinterpreted in different ways. And it's kind of crazy that like it is kind of crazy how many, you could call them teases there were, right? There were like a lot of teases to Mega Dragonite. You have the Dragon Terra Crown that has the 2 dragon wings on top, like, and it's a crown, so it puts Dragonite wings on any single Pokemon, right? And you also had Koraidon, who also has head wings, right? So, anyways, this art is gorgeous. I think this is like the perfect execution of like of what Mega Dragonite, like in your mind's eye, this is what you should imagine when you think of Mega Dragonite. And I also think, let's see, look at, this is Mega Dragonite. This is by Pixie Pixel Artist. This is a sprite version of Mega Dragonite, and it looks so good. It looks so good. You know, you could say that maybe the tail, a lot of people have said the tail is very thick, but I think the tail is thick because Dragonite is thick, right? Dragonair's tail is thin because Dragonair is thin. So it's just kind of mirroring what Dragonite already is, right? You can't, and that's the thing. It's like, sure, you can say you don't like Mega Dragonite as a design, but you have to explain why you don't like it as a design. And it's okay. You can say it's because you don't like feminine designs. You can say it's because it's a little, like, you just don't like the head wings. That's fine. But I do think a lot of people are kind of lying to themselves about what they thought Dragonite was. Dragonite was only epic and cool in Generation 1. But every other generation since then, Dragonite has always been this. And a lot of people are saying Dragonite is doofy and goofy and stupid. He's just a nice man. That's all. Dragonite's just a nice man. That's it. He's kind, you know? That's it. He's just kind. He's thick, and he's kind. Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, we did get the official Dream Art. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see if I can pull this up. That's a good point. We did get the Dream World art. I did forget about that. Let's pull it up here. It's going to be right here. Yeah. Little blurry, but even this is so good. I think this is really, really good. Again, this helps my mind's eye. And listen, there's a I want to take a look at some redesigns because I do think there's some redesigns that would not hurt the design. But I do think Dragonite is a simple Pokemon, and I think the Mega Evolution is a simple Pokemon, right? They could have made this way more complex. But this makes sense, dude. This makes total sense. Just making it look like Dragonair. Like, I love it. I really do love it. I think it's cool. And I think there's little changes that change enough. The orb on its tail is actually sweet. Like, the orb on its tail, it's like it has a tumor of aura energy that is just, like, growing inside of, you know, like, it's got, oh, and in the trailer, you can almost see this, like, iridescent vibe underneath Dragonite's tail. I think it's using like Draco Meteor or something, and you can see this iridescence on its tail, almost suggesting that this power from within Dragonite, right, is coursing through its body. You can see its eyes, Dragonite's eyes change to have this iridescent glow, but it also travels like down its tail into the orb on the tip of its tail. So I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's gonna It might, dude. What if it has like a signature move? It also helps to balance out the large head wings in the silhouette. It helps to give it the feathered serpent feet. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's true. It has wings on its tails. It has on its legs. It has wings on its arms. I think it'd be kind of cool, and we haven't seen this, but I think it'd be kind of cool if eventually, just like how Dragonair's head feathers or head wings were pretty static for 20 years until we started seeing some anime episodes when they would extend outward. We might see that Dragonite's like shoulder feathers, feet, wings, those might extend out when it goes into overdrive. We really don't know. We have not seen it, but I think that is totally possible. Totally possible. Here, one second. Let me write something down. I just want to make some notes while I'm thinking about this stuff so I can bring it up later. How's everyone doing today? All right. So I want to take a look at some redesigns. This is hidden power. Let's see over here. So anyways, I think this sprite art is really cool and just does a good job of like kind of reimagining or just kind of like giving you that perspective of this design in an older context. I think that's really nice. What's up, Divine Hunter? Campy's here. Jellin Pet. Santia. Yeah, Meganium's going to be awesome. So this is kind of what I'm thinking about, right? This is Camo Crimson. And this post went kind of viral where they basically put the head wings on Dragonite's shoulders and Dragonite's legs. And I think we could see something like this. And I think this was kind of a sloppy little render. But I think it works. But like I'm saying, I think we could see that. I think we could see those other wings on Dragonite extend outwards in battle. And also no one wants to listen. Also, no one wants to talk about it. But like, base Dragonite looks like a Y. You got the wings up here, and you got its body. That's a Y, right? And again, everyone says that's so stupid, and it is silly. But I don't think I think it's real. I think it's a real thing that like the developers or the designers at Game Freak, when they're thinking about X and Y Pokemon, right? Pokemon for the X and Y video games, the Pokemon X and Pokemon Y. Those are like literally what the games are called. The legendary Pokemon even look like an X and a Y. Xerneas, it starts with the X, and Yveltal starts with a Y. It's like not Zygarde. Pokemon ZA, Zygarde looks like a Z. It's like not an accident that all the new Mega Evolutions would also like kind of be inspired by the letters. Not their body plans have to match exactly, but like I don't think it's ridiculous that they're inspired by that. So I don't know. I kind of subscribe to it. I don't think it's always rigid, but I do. All I'm saying is it's like the designers are inspired by that. That's kind of the point. Just the artists are inspired by it. That's all I'm saying, right? But I think this design is it's really cool to just like it. I think this is something that we could see. Is my point. I think we could see Dragonite just kind of extend out like that. I think that's totally possible. Its wings. That this was also kind of cool to see Dragonite in conversation with the other pseudo-legendaries. Generations. Right now we have megas for the pseudos from gens 1 to 4. And I think it all makes sense. All right, let's start with so Dragonite gets big head wings and an orb on its tail. Okay, that's simple. Now we have Tyranitar, Mega Tyranitar, and I think its defining factors are kind of the spikes on its back, the red on its belly. That is literally what Mega Tyranitar is. The spikes on its back just kind of extend outwards, and the Pupitar face, right, just kind of shows through a little bit more. That's the callback to Pupitar. You get Mega Salamence. What are its defining features? Its wings. What does it do? It gets bigger wings. It's perpetually flying. I think that makes sense. Where's Shelgon, you might ask? It has, like, rather than just having a scaled belly, now that scaling turns in almost in. It looks like a metal. It looks like a metal cage, right? And it extends up over its chest onto its back, and its arms and legs even tuck into that, similar to how like Shelgon's body is within the protective cocoon. Salamence is kind of regressing in that way, so you do see Shelgon within the design of Salamence. Metagross, right? You can all you can really see in its main design are its forearms kind of like facing outwards, but it doubles. Metagross actually gets 4 additional arms in the back of it. I guess the spike on its chin, where would it get that from? Metagross, no, it's Metang. Okay, yeah. So, okay, there it is. Metang has this nose spike, and then that's kind of what it, and then it gets that in the, sorry, I should have made this bigger. It gets that in its, on its chin. It kind of gets this, like, goatee spike. Love the yellow accents. They're kind of out of nowhere. Well, not really. It's kind of a reference to its shiny form, but totally see that, right? What are Metagross's defining features? Its arms. It gets more arms. Makes sense. Kind of fits perfectly with what Mega Dragonite is, right? And then we got Garchomp, Mega Garchomp. What are its defining features? I guess it would be that it's a shark, right? It's like the shark features, or like the fish features on this Pokemon. So fins, tails. I bet there's a version. I bet there's like a beta Mega Garchomp somewhere that has giant like the torpedoes on its head. I bet those are like really, really big. And that's like that was a version of Mega Garchomp, but maybe it just like didn't make sense. They couldn't make it make sense. But yeah, it's hooks that are also fins turn into giant fin scythes. It's got a bigger fin on its back. Its tail gets bigger. I think all of this is pretty in line with Dragonite. I really think all of this. I think all of this makes sense. All of this makes sense to me. Live stream now, so I'm about to do the Black 2 and White 2 Elite Four. Nice, Polly. I am in my Black 2 playthrough. I'm on Victory Road. What's your team? For the Megas, I think I was part of the design philosophy. It was part of the design philosophy, but not forced to have them as if it couldn't fit. Some clearly don't, but there are definitely some where it was present. What are we talking about? Oh, the Y and the X shape. Yeah. I don't think it's a joke. I think people like don't want to believe it, but like if it really is so obvious to me, you know. And I think sometimes it depends on like the pose that the Pokemon's, not the it's not the pose like you need to like contort the design to make it make sense, but just like it's like the body plan, you know. It's like some Pokemon, if you just put them on their front, if you just see them straight on, it becomes kind of obvious. I don't know. You also don't need to believe it, but I think there's enough evidence that it makes sense to me. Here's another pixel art design of Dragonite. You got Kyle. This is from Kyle Dove Kyle. And it's just so beautiful. Like when I see this Pokemon in pixel art, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like I accept this as a Pokemon. It's so good. It's so good. Here's another, here's some more fan art. This is by Spigot. Spy Good Game T. Spy GGT. Mega Dragonite. Super cute. Just like bright colors. This is giving, fairy girl. Love it. So good. Here's another one. Making Dragonite. See, they make Dragonite a little bit more slender here. And I don't know if I like it as much. This is by Calvin Trainerick. All right, now we're getting into the redesign. Now this one's actually really good. This is by Ian Juju. This is actually so gorgeous. Just like beautiful art. I don't think they're not really changing the design as much. Dragonite still has like a pot belly, but I think what they do that's really cool is the bird wings appear more, maybe like a little bit more like an anime. Like I feel like how they'd be depicted in the anime. Dragonite's in the dark. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. The aspect of Dragonite was first introduced to us in the anime as this giant mythical Pokemon by a lighthouse, right? And Dragonite has this friendly demeanor where it wants to help people. And I never thought about the orb on its tail being used to help guide sailors. Again, Dragonite to me, not even Dragonite, but Dragonair and Dratini are found in the water. That is so cool. They're found in the water. You literally have to fish to find them. They are serpents. They're seafaring serpents. That's so cool. And to think that design element or that inspiration is still present in Dragonite with the orb on its tail. I'd love to imagine this Pokemon guiding sailors at night, right? Guiding really anyone in need. With the beacon on its tail, right? It's like follow the North Star. Or if it's flying, if it's flying in the sky, right? To see that orb in the sky would be so cool. That's a mythical dragon. That's really nice.